Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. I taught central chapters of Al Gore's Earth in the Balance for 33 semesters at George Washington University's Graduate School of Political Management. The second chapter of my book, Leveraging, written by my friend Alan Simon, is focused on environmental, sustainable communities, the housing crisis, community mortgages, and various senses of leverage. I have advocated in the past 11 years successfully for appropriations for college students in 20 states around the United States, including Indianapolis. I have also advocated on Capitol Hill. As a member of Congress, I would fight for regulations and laws that promote an environmentally sustainable United States and an environmentally sustainable world. And I would do that by uniting my academic background with my practical politics background. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Jamie Raskin. Senator Raskin, I should say.
Thank you very much. Delighted to be back here in District 20. So, my friends, we are facing a civilizational emergency with climate change and global warming. And the reason that the leading environmentalist in the state, Attorney General Brian Frosch, endorsed me on the first day of my campaign, and the reason I was endorsed yesterday by the Progressive Change Campaign Committee, the Progressive Democrats of America, and Democracy for America, is because they know my record in Annapolis over the last decade. They know that I have stood down the lobbyists, I have stood down the big money interest in order to stand for the common good and the public interest and the strongest possible environmental laws. I want to go to Washington to do the exact same thing. I pledge to you tonight, I will take no money from big oil, big gas, or big coal political action committees in this campaign. And when elected, I will go to Washington to break the carbon addiction and to invest in the renewable energy economy and system that we need to survive as a species.
Yeah.
Next, we have Delegate Barbay.
Thank you very much. I'm running for Congress for two reasons. Number one, I want to fight against climate change and carbon disruption. And number two, I want to fight for great green jobs in the middle range of our economy for middle-class people. I believe, and I have the record to back it up, I believe that these jobs are sustainable. I believe that we do not have to make a choice between great jobs and a clean environment within which to live. I want for my legacy to be one where they say, Kumar was the guy who put the wooden stake through the heart of the notion that we have to choose between great jobs, prosperity, and clean environment. And I will remind all of us that when I first became the chairman of the Environment and Transportation Committee to do things like put a moratorium on fracking, that I was described in the Baltimore Sun as a staunch but practical liberal, and that is precisely what we need in Washington right now. Thank you very much.
Next, we have Delegate Gutierrez.
Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to share with you our credentials and our vision for why we want to be in Congress. I want you to keep 4 things in mind, and hopefully you'll remember those about me. They all refer to who I am, what I've done, and what I plan to do. 1, I'm a fighter. I fight for what I believe is right, and I will continue to do that. 2, I'm a facilitator. I believe that all together we will find solutions. We cannot have the paralysis in government that we're seeing day after day solving nothing. I am a believer in good government. I don't want to see government destroyed. I believe that I am also a citizen of the world, and that now, more than ever, we have to think about inclusion and tolerance and be all together, because this is one planet for all of us to share. Thank you.
Next, Mr. Jawando.
Will Jawando. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good to be with you. There you go. Okay. I love this community. My wife, my beautiful wife, Michelle, is here. We're raising our 3 daughters here. It's what brought my parents here. My dad, a Nigerian immigrant, my mom, a white woman from Kansas. They came here because of the great opportunity this area offers to so many. We all want our children to have a better life than us, to have more opportunity, but people are frustrated. It's a shame that millions of Americans are just scraping by right now. And the reason that is because there's too many wealthy special interests, the well-connected, that have too much power and that are making all the rules. And when that happens, working families get the short end of the stick. I went to Congress as a staffer because of something that happened right here in Silver Spring. One of my best friends was shot and killed when I was 13. It's what put me in Nancy Pelosi's office, Senator Obama at the White House, because I know he didn't have the same opportunities that I had. As your congressman, I'm going to bring us all together for solutions to combat climate disruption, to have a new green jobs economy, and I know we can do these things together, so I look forward to the discussion, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. And now Ms. Matthews.
So thank you to the Progressive Coalition and the Environmental Coalition here tonight. Like all of you, I am so frustrated by this do-nothing Congress, and it's gotten so bad that even John Boehner couldn't take it anymore. I'm running for Congress because enough is enough. I am a passionate advocate for women, children, families, and the environment, and I want to do something good for them, and I want to get things done. As a reporter, I told your stories from tragedy to triumph. In business, I worked for one of the most respected companies here in Montgomery County, and I was a progressive voice for diversity in the environment, and I helped create new jobs. And as a working mom, I shattered glass ceilings as I built my career, and I raised with my husband our 3 kids, and I know what families need. What they don't need is a Congress that is actually defunding Planned Parenthood instead of investing in women's health. They don't need federal employees. They don't need to use federal employees as a political football. What they do need is common sense gun control. I covered the sniper crisis. I know that families want safe communities. Number 2, we've got to have an opportunity agenda. We know what's included in that. We'll talk more about that tonight. And finally, if we want to make this shift from a dirty energy economy based on fossil fuels, which cause climate change, to a clean energy economy, we've got to be bold, we've got to have a carbon tax, and that's part of my progressive agenda. If we focus on families and the environment, government will be a force for good.